Ejini program Youth Talk ahachinana na mshanzu katonyezi mwenda Voice of Kamwenge uhurichiriza.
Voice of Kamwenge Radio Mama Runji. Welcome from the break. We are joined by students of Rwamwanja Secondary School. It is a school located in Koma Katadieba Town Council in Chibale East. This is Kamwenge district. We are still on our discussion of making Kiswahili compulsory. I told you from the beginning that the government recently proposed that Kiswahili becomes compulsory in secondary and primary schools, and made Kiswahili the second official language in Uganda, and they're emphasizing on training the officials in different offices of the government and different people that are interested in studying Kiswahili, and the major theme is making it compulsory in secondary and primary institutions. We are basically at Rwamwanja Secondary School to talk to students about their opinion on making Kiswahili compulsory. Most of these students have met Kiswahili before. Rwamwanja is, a school in, I don't know if it is in the settlement camp, but it is close to Rwamwanja settlement camp. Possibly we have some students who are part of the people from Democratic Republic of Congo, and they naturally know Kiswahili. We have those who have never experienced Kiswahili and possibly they are studying it. We have even those who have never attended classes of Kiswahili. We are talking to them one by one. We are starting with you. What's your name? Where do you come from? And which class?
My name is Tito Daniel from Senior 4 class. I come from St. Michael.
St. Michael is what?
St. Michael village in the camp.
There's a camp called St. Michael.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Kiswahili classes before?
Yeah, I have ever.
Where?
At the Rwamwanja SS.
Okay. You're in the settlement camp, for example. I don't know if you, by the nature, you know Kiswahili, or maybe you met it at Rwamwanja Secondary School.
By nature, I knew some, but when I joined Rwamwanja Secondary School, I improved on my Kiswahili speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
The government of Uganda has endorsed that Kiswahili becomes compulsory in the education system of Uganda. What is your opinion on that?
My opinion is yes, because, for example, if you see, I can say that Kiswahili be compulsory in schools because it has been found easiest and possible by most students, whereby some of our communities in the village we use Kiswahili, and so when we join schools, we find it very easy because of being used in speaking it at our homes. So we find it possible, and we prefer it to be a compulsory subject in the schools.
Most of the students that are maybe looked at to experience or study Kiswahili are students who don't know anything about Kiswahili from the beginning. For you, it is almost your local language. Don't you feel there would be a need maybe for you to attend classes of Runyankole, Ruchiga, Ruganda, and maybe some other languages you don't know?
Those languages, I would not prefer to study them because most of those languages in our East African community, they are just in few areas. They are not occupying large areas in East African communities. So Kiswahili for it occupies a big percent in East African countries.
Thank you very much. What does the word dear mean in Kiswahili?
Dear mpendwa.
So if you want to write dear sir, what do you write?
Mpendwa mwalimu. Mwalimu mpendwa.
Which one is right?
The second one. Mwalimu mpendwa.
Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge Radio Mama Runji. We can talk to a female. What's your name? Where do you come from? And which class do you attend to?
My name is Rwamwanja from Chagagwa district from 5, doing arts.
Have you met Kiswahili before?
No, I didn't know everything about Kiswahili.
Do you know it now?
Maybe some words like mapesa, meaning money, only that one.
Mapesa is money.
Yeah.
Kiswahili has been made compulsory in Uganda. What is your opinion?
Kiswahili should be compulsory in Uganda. Like Kiswahili after being compulsory in all schools in Uganda, it can be better for those businessmen and businesswomen in communicating. Like a Kiswahili girl can come and communicate if we know that Kiswahili, so that business can run very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have skipped the opportunity to study Kiswahili. you're going to start studying Kiswahili when you're old. Do you feel you'll get Kiswahili very well and get to the level of these students who have been participating in classes of Kiswahili?
Yes, I'm going to get that opportunity to get it. Through making research on WhatsApp, using dictionary of Kiswahili, exchanging them with this one of English so that I can get those words very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Voice of Kamwenge Radio and Mama Runji. It's the Youth Talk Show. We are at Rwamwanja Secondary School. In case you're joining us, my name is Mr. Vibes Live, and we are talking to students. We have a topic of Kiswahili being made compulsory. Jina lako ni nani?
Jina langu ni Kasobia Ronald.
Which class?
Senior 2 East.
Where do you come from?
Ntonto Village.
Mkoma Katalieba. Have you experienced Kiswahili before?
No, I didn't.
Now, it has been made compulsory in the whole country that everyone who will be starting primary and secondary must experience Kiswahili classes. Do you feel it is a good move by the government?
Yes, it is. It should be like that, because before joining Rwamwanja Senior Secondary School, I didn't know even how to introduce myself. But by now, if I'm asked by an international person to introduce myself, there I can try on. And another thing, it can help us to promote international friendship. Within this Rwamwanja Senior Secondary School, we are studying with students who are coming from Congo, and some who are coming from Rwanda, and also are coming from Congo. They speak Kiswahili. Therefore, it eases on our communication if we learn Kiswahili. And if we go abroad, some countries like Kenya, and we may try to speak, and we ease our communication with those people within Kenya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any vocabulary from Kiswahili that you know?
Yes. Mwalimu.
Mwalimu is not a vocabulary. Come on. It is a simple word that everyone can know. Some hard word from Kiswahili.
Ninapenda michezo, meaning that I like playing.
Hey.
Yeah.
Are you for real? You like praying, or
Yes.
you're just using the statement?
Yes, I do.
Praying what?
Praying football, netball.
Netball.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, the Youth Talk Show. It is Rwamwanja Secondary School. What's your name? Where do you come from? And the class you attend to?
My name is Wamahoro Claudine from Basecamp 4 Katogo S4.
Wamahoro?
Claudine.
Claudine means what?
It is in French.
Do you know Kiswahili?
Yes.
There's some Swahili at least.
Mi natoka Basecamp 4 Katogo. Meaning I come from Basecamp 4 Katogo.
Okay. So, how do you find it, for example, for you naturally know Kiswahili, and the Rwamwanja Secondary School is also teaching Kiswahili. Do you feel the classes be boring you because you already know what they be teaching?
No, they are not boring me. Because all of us, we are studying in the same class with nationals.
Yes.
So, it is not boring me because we cooperate, we discuss, all of us Kiswahili.
The government of Uganda has taken a step to make Kiswahili compulsory in the country and make it the second official language in the country. What does that mean to you, who already knew Kiswahili very well?
Yes, because it creates employment opportunities to those who don't know, to those who knows Kiswahili. For example, we come from Congo. When we know Kiswahili, but reaching here in Uganda, we find there are some who knows Kiswahili, but they know little, and some of Congolese get jobs as the interpreter.
Yes. So by knowing Kiswahili, people are getting jobs, eh?
Yeah.
Now, there are other languages possibly from Uganda that for you didn't know. Don't you think you would be given an opportunity to study them and understand them so that you get a good way to communicate with the citizens of Uganda?
Yes, it is good, but we learned those language from our friends who were with us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Which Kiswahili word have you studied in your Kiswahili classes that you didn't know from your home background?
Kumbu.
Kumbu
Means minutes.
minutes.
Eh.
Hey, writing minutes for the meeting.
Yeah.
Means kumbu.
Kumbu kumbu.
Kumbu kumbu. So you didn't know that before you came here?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, it's the Youth Talk Show. I am Mr. Vibes live kama nakunda.
Ninakunda
Vijuraman gamtima rukwera.
Nogijure.
What is your name? Where do you come from? And which class?
My name is Rwamwanja Budaga from senior 6 class, taking BCM. I come from refugee settlement, Tenunji village.
You're in the camp?
Yes.
You said your name is?
Rwamwanja Budaga.
Munyaneza is a Rufumbira what?
Yes. You know,
Rwanda actually.
yes, it is Rwanda. Now, where we came from, it is it is near to Uganda, from Bunagana. Now you find Bunagana is using the same language of Uganda. Like you find people on the border, they speak the same language. So my parents called me Munyaneza because the languages are the same.
So Bunagana is close to Kisoro?
Yes, it's close to Kisoro.
Okay.
Yes.
How is life at Rwamwanja Secondary School?
The life at Rwamwanja is good. It's good actually, it is appetizing.
Now, should we say your mother language, for example, is Rwanda or is the Kiswahili?
At home we do use different languages, use Kiswahili and Kifumbila, which we do call Kinyabwisha.
Kinyabwisha?
Yes, in Congo we do call it Kinyabwisha. Then when we reach in Uganda, we call it Kifumbira.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll have an arrangement and take this show to the refugee camp so that we get to know more about your lifestyle, especially in the camp. But anyway, how do you find it that the government of Uganda has made it compulsory for Kiswahili to be taught in secondary and primary institutions in Uganda?
Actually, for me, when I heard this news on the Opera News, when I was reading on the social media, for me, I said, wow, it's good. Yeah, because now in Uganda, there are many different ethnic groups who are there. Now you find the Congolese are here, they're speaking Kiswahili. When you go to some parts of Kampala, you do find some Kenyans who are there carrying their businesses, Tanzanians. So you find when in the country there are so many people who are speaking Kiswahili. So when it is made compulsory in the schools, so business will learn mostly is a communication will take place so that everyone hears what the customer is saying, the owner of the business is saying, like that.
We have been with English.
Yes.
Should we say it has not played that role of easing communication, especially between different groups that have different languages?
In Uganda, as I said, it has got so very many people. Like these people who come from Congo. In Congo, they use French as their official language, and they don't know English. So when they came in Uganda, they didn't know English. So now, if it is made compulsory in the schools and everywhere it is spoken like it is a language spoken by everyone, so everyone will have to understand each other. Even unity, even these Congolese, we know if he goes to Kampala, he finds a Muganda, everyone will understand each other. So it's a communication. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much. It is Voice of Kamwenge. We are at Rwamwanja Secondary School. Which Kiswahili vocabulary did you study at Rwamwanja Secondary and you didn't know before you came here?
Then I had not yet developed more Kiswahili. Like this word compulsory, I didn't know it.
So what is it in Kiswahili?
It is called charity.
Charity?
Yes.
It is an English word.
No, charity. Or charity.
Okay.
Yes.
So charity is compulsory.
It's something that should be a must.
What's your name? Where do you come from? And the class you attend to?
My name is Charkunda Christine. I come from Dono. I'm in senior 5 arts.
Okay. Have you experienced Kiswahili before?
Yes, I have experienced Swahili before. at my O level, but I chopped it when I reached in senior 2.
What happened? Bintu bikakuchizamani, Kiswahili was hard. What happened?
Swahili was not hard, but I wish to take other subjects. Yes.
You wanted to be a scientist?
Yes, I wanted to be a scientist, so I decided to chop Kiswahili and I take the biologies and chemistry.
The government of your country, Uganda, has made Kiswahili compulsory in schools, both primary and secondary, and continued to confirm that it is Uganda's second official language from the first official language, English. What is your opinion?
My opinion is that yes, because Kiswahili have helped us, especially in international trade. Because here many business people, especially those who knew Kiswahili, Kiswahili has made them to communicate with other people outside the country when they are out for their trade show.
Okay.
Yes.
Maybe for you chopped Kiswahili. Do you feel now that they have introduced it, you're going to maybe study it and it helps you anywhere in Uganda?
For me, at this level that I am in, I may learn from my fellow students or from those neighbors around at our village home places, or I consult in dictionaries for Kiswahili and English so that it can be easy for me to understand Kiswahili and learn it easily.
Thank you very much. Give us one Kiswahili word that you know that is not common.
Ninataka kula chakula. I want to eat posho.
Posho is chakula, you man.
I want to eat food. I'm sorry. I want to eat food.
I wanted one word that is not common, not the statement, a single word. You man, Kiswahili kanoronda LCM. Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, reading Mama Runji. We are talking to students of Rwamwanja Secondary School, and it is where we are. What's your name? Where do you come from? And which class? If you come from the camp as well, you can introduce yourself in Kiswahili.
Mimi jina langu ni Yonzima Philip kutoka Chempango A4. Inayopatikana katika Rwamwanja Settlement, Kamwenge kama wilaya.
Kama wilaya is what?
Kamwenge as a district.
So wilaya is a district?
Yeah.
So, what is your opinion? Kiswahili has been made compulsory in the country.
So, my opinion is that it should not be made compulsory in the country due to some factors.
Yes. Share.
The first factor is that this government, though is making it compulsory, Kiswahili language is a wastage of time. Here I mean, as we came here to school, some people start to make their choices. Yes. As soon as they join secondary education. Like people have made sciences to be their choices in future, who wish to be doctors. So now if I'm to become a doctor and I study biology, chemistry and physics, which will help me to treat people as I'm observing, so Kiswahili will not be necessary for me. And instead of consulting on that Kiswahili, I rather leave it and consult on my sciences. So another factor is that this Kiswahili is just a delaying of time to study it. Yes. Because now if I didn't study it since P1, how come that me who is in senior 5, I'm going to study it? So it means it will be difficult for me to start from top, yet I didn't study it from the roots. So that's how it is a delaying of time. Instead of studying it, I rather consult on my combination, which is not including Kiswahili.
Okay.
Another one is that though the government is emphasizing Kiswahili to be a compulsory language, it's not supporting it. Here I mean that the government nowadays is highly supporting scientists rather than supporting even Kiswahili, though it's going to be a compulsory subject. For example, you find that a teacher who is teaching sciences like biology, chemistry, physics, math is earning 4.5 million. And you find that one who is teaching Kiswahili, being considered as an art teacher, is being paid like 1 million. And so for me who is studying, become an important person in future, and not develop that interest of studying Kiswahili, because it will not get market in future. So market might be there, but it will not be so earning like that scientist.
Okay.
So I conclude by saying that it should not be compulsory. Let the government allow everyone to make any person to make his or her own subjects to be compulsory, not making Kiswahili that is not payable.
You feel the language may not favor people who want to channel to sciences. For example, you have studied and you've become a doctor. What if you have to meet patients that don't know English, that don't know our local language, and you feel Kiswahili would be relevant there?
So me who is studying to become a doctor in future, I'm studying for my subject to get market. So if I'm trying to make market for my subject, I can't concentrate on that Kiswahili which will learn earn me low, rather than concentrate on the subject which will earn me highly. Though I can treat those people who don't know other languages only Kiswahili, but I will be using observation method and psychology. So I can't concentrate on Kiswahili. So the wastage of my time.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much. We are finalizing. What's your name? Where do you come from? And which class?
My name is Nyamata Joyce. I come from Katalera. I'm in senior 3.
Nyamata
Joyce.
Nyamata Joyce. Nyamata means what?
Means milk.
Milk is amati. Now when you put nya, I don't understand. No amati.
Yeah.
Yo emu fumbira mu.
No, I'm a Mnyoro.
Mnyoro?
Yeah.
There's a Mnyoro called Mnyamata.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. Kiswahili has been made compulsory in secondary schools. Have you experienced Kiswahili before? Maybe have you attended Kiswahili classes before?
No, I have never. I just met it. We were sitting near the border of Congo and Uganda. That's where I met Kiswahili and I decided to know it.
Okay, so you know some?
Yeah.
You can tell us about yourself in Kiswahili.
Bananiita kwa majina Nyamata Joyce, natokea Kataleva, Biscamp 3.
This language is very hard. Anyway, what is your opinion? The government has decided Kiswahili becomes the second official language and becomes compulsory in institutions of learning, for example, primary and secondary. What is your opinion?
For me, my opinion is that Kiswahili is the simplest language. It is the simplest language because and Kiswahili is our international language, East African international language. Once you go to Congo, once you go to Tanzania, to Kenya, all those countries speak Kiswahili, and you will be able to speak with them in Kiswahili. Yeah.
The country that you're living in is making it official and compulsory. For example, you may not have studied Kiswahili, but when you're done with studies and you have to possibly access any office, you will be trained Kiswahili. Do you feel that is relevant?
Yeah, it is relevant because when I meet someone who is talking to me in Kiswahili, I can also reply using Kiswahili. And plus the little English I have, it will also help me.
So English is little, Kiswahili is much, or?
English is much, Kiswahili is little.
Why did you call English little? Anyway, we have been with English. Should we say by introducing Kiswahili, maybe making it compulsory, it is overtaking English?
No, it cannot. Because Ugandan people, some know Kiswahili and some don't know. Then it does not overtake English because very many people of Uganda know English.
There are other local languages, for example, in Uganda, that are almost understood by the whole country. For example, Luganda. Don't you think there would be maybe some emphasis on Luganda than Kiswahili?
No. In short, Kiswahili, it will help some people, some Congolese who are in Kampala, who are in Uganda, to communicate with Ugandans.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've been communicating with these other people in possibly English and their local language. For example, no manyo Runyankole. Tukurumanya, but you're hearing what I'm saying.
Yeah, I hear, because I'm a Mnyoro, I cannot fail to hear Nyankole.
Okay. Thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, tell us a simple vocabulary in Kiswahili.
Haba.
Haba. Haba is...
Which means a bando.
Huh?
Bando.
Bando.
Yeah. Haba ujaza kibabu.
You're getting your phrase from a song of Stella Mwanje, right?
No. Which means that one by one makes a bando. Yeah.
Repeat it.
Haba ujaza kibabu.
It is a line in the song.
No.
I
just studied it in class.
Okay, thank you very much. Voice of Kamwenge, Redienga Mama Runji. These are students of Rwamwanja Secondary School. Remember, Rwamwanja Secondary School is headed by Oscar Ntwatwa as the head teacher, and some other people that are at that school. It is where we are, and in case you're joining us, the show is close to winding up, and we have some break coming through. But maybe before we head to a break, we are talking to this teacher that we have here at Shoboro Rembera Winners Rebata. For example, he has been in practice for some good years. If he is not a Kiswahili teacher, then he is supposed to also study some Kiswahili, because most of the people that are in service are supposed to experience Kiswahili. What is your name? For example, what do you teach? And,
Thank you, Mr. Vibes. My name is Mukonyezo Owen, and I teach ICT and Geography.
ICT and Geography. Do you, by possibly any mistake or opportunity, did you meet Kiswahili anywhere in your studies?
Yeah, I met Kiswahili, I think I was in senior 1, 2. But unfortunately, we had a teacher whom you would put an answer in Runyankole and he marks it. So that one told my mind that he was teaching a fake Kiswahili, because he would put many words which I'm sure they are in Runyankole, and the man marks them. So I saw myself that if I continue with it...
So you were passing exams in Runyankole?
I was passing exams in Runyankole, but a teacher was passing them in Kiswahili, of course. So when I saw that it was like that one, I just left Kiswahili at, I think, senior 3 year. That's when I dropped it.
So should we say you apparently know Kiswahili, or you're also like me?
Teachers are ninjas, and we have stayed with the international students for some good time now, 5 years, when I'm here with them. And I've learned some small Kiswahili which can make me get a bottle of water. I think when I'm down the road, I can't fail to get a bottle of water.
Okay.
Because the small Kiswahili, Kuja Hapa, and others, I know them.
Let's hear this opinion that we had with students. The government has made it compulsory. Do you feel it is a right move, especially to the yielding generation and to the generation that is already there?
Making Kiswahili compulsory in the country, it is actually two-sided. To some extent, it is good. However, to another extent, it is also not very good. Because now I was listening to my student who was giving the point of a doctor studying Kiswahili. Science looks at the practical result. And for example, when you're a doctor, I will not wait for the patient to come and tell me that it's doctor, I'm having malaria. Because he will come and tell you I have malaria, yet he's having COVID. So as a doctor, he will just come even if he speaks or she speaks Kiswahili only. And maybe I didn't study, but I will be able to test, to check and see the result, and I treat the disease I've gotten. Okay. So you can see that wasting time for this student who wants to be a doctor in the future, studying Kiswahili, getting sleepless nights studying Kiswahili, which is not of any importance to him. It is also not good to make it compulsory, because we have different learners and who qualifies to do different things. Okay. But to another extent now, like how they were talking about trade, international relationships and the likes, like now how these refugees came. After them coming, I think they would even go in some villages and not get anything from there.
Yes.
These people were hungry, they were not having food, but you go, you meet somebody who knows Rutoro, pure Rutoro only, or knows the Kinyankole only. Then you ask for something in Kiswahili. That person can't understand you. So when they make it compulsory, I think the learners will also adapt slowly, and it will help us in very many things. We have unemployment in East Africa. So that means when you have studied, maybe you're a teacher here or you're anybody, you have studied from Uganda and you have not gotten a job here, it will be easier for you to go outside and get jobs. We have somebody working here around, I think working on one of the radios around here,
Yes.
and he came from Congo.
Yes.
But the fact that he knew Kiswahili, it is what helped him to get that job. If maybe he studied French only, now he would be speaking French too. That means Kiswahili itself helps in very many things and very many fields. So I say, to some extent, it is not good. However, to another extent, it is also good.
Thank you very much. It's the Youth Talk Show. We're getting to a break. When we return, we'll pick your phone calls. The number is 0776 261 262. Utaka Voice of Kamwenge.